Hey, I'm Miranda. I'm an intermediate makeup user, and I hope that by sharing what works for me, you'll be inspired to figure out what works for you. I'm just here having fun. Hey, I wanted to show you a My Skin But Better makeup tutorial. This is for beginners who don't have a lot of makeup. I'm only going to put on a teensy bit of makeup and see if I die. In my makeup bag, I have the bare bones of applying makeup. I have primer water to prime my face, concealer, translucent setting powder. One eyeshadow palette, will be doing everything from this palette using our fingers, mascara and eyeliner, a blusher, foundation, and lipstick. As I am filming in natural light, and the sun's being just a little bit temperamental, the light levels are going to go up and down. I have no control over that. I'm going to quickly do my brows off camera because brows are an optional step. You might not want to do brows. The only thing I suggest that you do to brows for this particular My Skin But Better makeup look is just to brush them. So I'm just going to use the spoolie end of my Benefit brow pencil and just tidy up my eyebrows. This is the only step I suggest that you do for your eyebrows if you're not into doing eyebrows. I personally like a tidy eyebrow. So let me go do my brows off camera, then I'll come back and show you how to put together a My Skin But Better face. I did not go crazy with my eyebrows. And this look is not about being highly defined. I didn't cut them in all sharp or anything. Literally just filled them in with a bit of brow pencil. Easy peasy. I'm going to prime my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. All you need is your primer water and a sponge. Let me just pop in. I forgot to say that you need to use a damp sponge. If your sponge is dry, it's just going to remove the primer water from your face. If it's wet, it's just going to dilute it. Your best option is to wet your sponge a little bit with your primer water before using it to disperse the primer water across your face. Sorry about that. I'm just going to make sure that's evenly distributed all across my face. Or you could have just rubbed it in with your hands because I'm trying to show you a look with the least amount of tools. Next is concealer. We're going to use concealer in 2 to 3 places. We're going to use it to lighten and brighten this area of the face. We're going to use it to prime our eyelids for eyeshadow. And we're going to use it to cover up any spots or blemishes on our face. Now, I had a spot not that long ago. We're just going to cover it up. How easy was that? This is not about looking flawless. It's just about looking zhuzhed up. Normally when I teach you to do makeup, I always teach you to do the eyes first. But on this one, I just want the concealer to have a chance to dry down nicely. So we're going to do our under eye. It does not take much. And this is a lovely drugstore concealer. I'm just going to use my finger, put that in. And the nice thing about concealer is you can build it up. It's better to do a little bit and build it up than to put on too much and try and take it off. Now, I feel like I didn't put on enough. Now, can you see that? I hope you can see that. The sun's come out again and changed the light. Now you have choices. You can do only that, or you can just go down the center of your face and provide a little bit of brightness. This is only about attracting and reflecting light. It's an optical illusion. This is not about coverage. This step is not about coverage. You just want where the light would hit your face to make you look brighter. That's all you're doing. You could do the same around your mouth. That's too many steps. We're just doing teensy makeup today. I'm going to give that a chance to dry, and I'm going to do it with my eyes oh so quickly. We want to prime our eyelids for eyeshadow, just to give the eyeshadow something to grip to. We don't want to use a lot. That's all I'm using. See? You can use your finger. I'll use my finger on this side. What you're aiming for is just for it to be even across your eye. This side, I'll use the brush. Kind of stipple, so you're kind of stamping it, going in little circles while you stamp it in. They both achieve the same thing. I always go over it with a finger. So you can do the 2 steps or the 1 step and just use your finger. It is up to you. Now, as this look is for people who just want a tiny little bit of sparkle on the eye, I use my Jackie Aina palette, and I'm going to try and do all of this with fingers. So I'm going to start out with Credit. I'll just rub my finger in there. And that's how much I picked up. I'm just going to put a stamp here. Barely touch. I'm going to barely touch it. Just press my finger in to reinforce it. finger here. I'm going to come back and I'm just going to stamp that out. We aren't going for glam, glam, glam. We just want a little bit of brown. If I don't feel that it's even, I don't like the look of it, I can always go back in, touch it one more time, but you don't want to pull too much. Barely anything fresh on my finger. I'm concentrating it here on the lid first, and then I'll take it out. Concentrating it on the lid, then take it out. I wanted to show you that in real time. Now for shininess, there's lots of lovely shimmers in this palette, but because I'm going for subtle today, I'm not going to pick a gold. I'm going to do Sponsored, which is kind of a duochrome, color shifting green brownie color. I'm just barely tapping that on my finger. That's how much I have on my finger. I'm going to touch, and I'm going to touch. Can you see? Touch it in the inside corner, touch it in the inside corner. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. Like after the excess is off of my finger. Do not go into the brown yet. You don't want to take that brown and stamp it all over your beautiful little bit of shimmer. Now you can do as much. My finger got stuck in Shookington, the purple color. I'm just blending that over, blending that over. It's a subtle amount of color. And if that is all you want, that's all you need to wear. I personally want a little bit more. Stamp that in. I'll go touch. Stamp it one more time. Touch. And do the same thing I did before. I'll concentrate on the eyelid and then bring it up just a smidge. Then I'm going to use a clean finger. Just clean up the edge just a little bit so it's smooth and soft. Smooth and soft. I'll find another cleaner finger that I wipe off with makeup wipes. I'm going to just touch where those two colors touch. That's them blended. I'll clean my other fingers with makeup wipes. And I'm just going to go out on the edge to make sure that that's blended out. See? So easy. We're not going crazy on this. I'm not taking anything under the eye. You could, if you wanted to, take a small brush, put a little brown under the under eye, give you some more definition. But that's not what this look is about today. I am just going to define my eye with this Kat Von D eyeliner. I hold it parallel to my eye, as close as possible. Now, the thing about eyeliner is you have to be conscious of your blinks. I know I'm going to blink. I blink, I eyeline. I blink, eyeline. I don't tug on the eye. I go very lightly and build that up. All I did was define my eye. I'm not trying to do a big wing eyeliner. Just a little bit of definition. Can you see that? Easy peasy definition. Because we just did a little bit with our fingers, there was no fallout on my face. I'm going with a little bit of this Too Faced mascara. I'm just wearing enough mascara to know that I have eyelashes. Those are all the eyelashes I have. That's the eyelash I have to live with today. Our concealer has dried down. It gives me a chance to see if I'm happy with the amount of coverage I have. I'm kind of happy with that coverage. I think my under eye looks clear. That's the only blurred part of my face. Again, I don't mind having any other blemishes. I'm going to use a sheer foundation. I think this NARS sheer matte foundation might be discontinued. I'm not sure, but it says to shake well. So we're shaking and we're shaking. There are people that love to put on foundation with their fingers. I'm not one of those people. I'm going to take some of that foundation on my finger and I'm going to place it below the concealer. We're barely putting on any. That's it. That's all I'm going to put on today. Sheer coverage. I lied. I still have some on my finger. Stippling brush, up and down. You're not swiping. You're picking up the foundation with your bristles and you're just redistributing it across your face. And then you can take what's left on your brush up over your concealer. This is just about evening out your skin tone. Imperfections will still show through. They'll just be softened. And don't forget to take whatever's left on your brush, go over your ears and under your chin so that you don't have a harsh line of demarcation along your jaw like the teenagers do. How's that? It's good, right? It's time for the powder. How you apply your powder will make or break your My Skin But Better makeup routine. If you're dry skin like me, then you only need just enough to set the cream products on your face. If you're oily, you will need more. So I will take whatever powder landed on the lid of the powder container, and I'm barely stamping it in there. I'm kind of like spreading it around my brush. I always say I do this. I don't do this thing where the powder goes all over my room. I just put the powder in the bristles, and I start in my T-zone and just go around that part first. Whatever powder is in there. Because if I put on too much powder, I will look cakey. But you have to set cream products on your face. I don't care if you're dry or oily, you're going to look oily and not dewy at the end of the day if you don't set the cream products on your face. I need a little bit more. I did the T-zone, but I still feel like I could use a bit more on my face. So repeat, stamp it in, brush it through, barely applying it all over my face. And I wanted to show you this in real time so you can see how this step works. It's in. I feel powdered. Dry or oily. If you want to blur under the eye or your T-zone, I'll show you how to do this, but this is an optional step. So you take your sponge, you put it in your powder, take off the excess powder, and barely stamp it in under your eye. I'm going to take a clean part of my Beauty Blender, stamp it in, and kind of migrate that down a little bit. Now, I won't look cakey after this step because there's still powder sitting on there. I didn't even use it all. Actually, I can take this excess and just do my nose. If you have oily skin, this is a required step. If you're dried skin, you can skip this step. I wanted to show you as many products as possible that you can apply with your fingers. I don't see how you can apply powder with your fingers. Maybe you can. This is not a skill I have. I shall use this Milk Lip and Cheek color. It's a cream. It's okay to apply a cream on top of a powder, particularly since we went super light with the powder. You have to know your face shape. I have apple cheeks, but a wide face. So I don't stick it just on the apples of my cheeks. I go just kind of the bottom of the apple of my cheek. I let this warm against my skin. Stamp it in. Stamp it in. It's nice and warm. It'll spread better now. And just do this. I don't swipe. That's all it takes. I just want a bit of color. That's it. Had I put it just here, it'd have made my cheek look bigger. That's not what I want. Put it a little bit lower and draw the eye up so that you can see the sharpness of my cheekbone, darling. We'll do our lower lashes. Just a couple of coats. We're not trying to go crazy. Here is the last step. Lipstick. Since we're doing a quick makeup look, I'm not even going to line my lips. My lips are moisturized already because I keep them like that. Be careful. Please be careful, makeup wearers. Don't start way up at the top. Start in the middle. I go from the middle because it will migrate up. Do this. And then I'll do this thing that looks ridiculous. I'll apply some extra. I feel like it's not enough coverage. But now I know I have an even coverage because I smushed it out. And I could not be bothered using a lip brush. I love this color. It makes me feel so juicy. That's it, folks. This is my Skin But Better look. This is, for me, almost the least amount of makeup you can wear. I'm going to make another video to show you the absolute least amount of makeup you can wear and still claim that you're wearing makeup. Not just one product. I mean makeup, plural. Makeup. I hope you like it. This is what I look like. I'm just fresh and beautiful. If there are any other beginner makeup tutorials that you would like for me to do, let a sister know. I'll do the best that I can. I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you understand all the steps, and I'll chat to you later. Bye.